The Lord is wondering, where are we? Where are we? When I ask this, I don't mean where are we physically, where are we spiritually? Are we choosing Him? Are we putting in the effort to show Him, here I am, Lord? Are we presenting ourselves before Him? Because in the word it says, seek the Lord while He may be found. So that lets me know that a time is coming when we will not be able to seek the Lord. He will not be around. And if we didn't, if we didn't use the time He gave us wisely, we will forever regret our actions. And the Lord doesn't want that for any of us. He has made it very possible for us to be with Him. He has made it very possible for us to fellowship with Him. He has given us the scriptures. He has made an open channel through Jesus for us to communicate with Him. It says in His word, behold, I stand at the door and knock. He's knocking at the door of your heart, your mind, your soul. Those who hear my voice and open the door, I will come into Him and I will eat with Him and He with me. The Lord is basically saying, if we open the door for Him, if we hear His voice, we should, when we hear His voice, we should not harden our hearts, but we should open the door, because there's no way we lose allowing the Lord to come into us, and for Him to fellowship with us and us with Him. There's no way we lose. The last time I checked, God is a God of victory. There are some things that just can't be there when He's around. Sickness can't be there. He already died for that. Poverty can't be there. He already died for. Sure, we may struggle, we may go through some things, but at the end of the day, the victory is already ours when we choose to allow God to be in our lives. And where are we? What are we choosing? How are we living our lives? Are we living lives that let people know, or are we living lives that let Jesus know, hey, I'm here? Because how we treat Him now is how He will treat us before the Father when it's time for judgment. And who wants that to you? Because He will say, I never knew you. Because every time He knocked, every time He called, we ignored, we acted like, I don't hear anything, We pretend like, I don't know what's going on, And the enemy uses this ignorance against us. So the Lord is calling us. Where are we spiritually? Are we choosing Him? What are our lives telling other people? How are we living our lives? We can't reject Christ. We can't forsake Him and expect Him to be, when we call Him, He's right there. No. Ignore me, I will ignore you. Forsake me, I'll forsake you. That's how it is. We always like to act like, oh, God is so nice. Oh, He'll forgive everything I do. It's right, He'll forgive me. Nope, that's not how it is. No. Don't ever believe that lie. It's not the truth. That's a lie from the enemy. That's a lie. You can't just say, I'll be forgiven every time. No. Paul said, shall we sin all the more so that grace may increase? No, we can't. When Jesus calls us to Him, we need to forsake our old ways. We need to forsake, it says, lean not on your own understanding. So that means we need to put to death our old ways of thinking, our habits. Those who give up their life for Him will find it. We're not losing when we choose God. We're not losing when you open the door for Him. We are basically allowing Him to come in and make the changes He needs to make for us to be the people we need to be for His kingdom. Because at the end of the day, nothing else will ever matter. God will not ask us on the day of judgment, oh, what car did you drive? He won't ask, what house did you have? How many friends or followers did you have? No. He will ask, did you know my son? Did you know my son? And if you didn't, Jesus will say, I never knew you. I never knew you. And that's the worst thing you can ever hear. Me, I know for sure I don't want to hear that. I'm not perfect. I can't say for sure, hey, yo, me, I'm perfect. I'm going to make it to heaven for sure. But I know one thing. God's grace will make it possible for me to enter heaven. I'm not going to heaven. We are not going to heaven because of what we do. We're not going to heaven because of our good deeds. We're going to heaven because, you know, it even doesn't say that we're going to heaven because it says God has given us a free gift. He's given us the free gift of salvation. He didn't say we earned this gift. He didn't say anything like that, anything concerning us. It was all Him. It is because of His grace, His love, and His mercy that we will see those gates. You know, so we need to trust that. So how are we living? Are we living lives that will tell Jesus, yeah, He was with me. I know that one. I know her. I know him. You know, because the way we act now is the way we will be treated on the day. And honestly, nothing in this life even matters at the end of the day. If you really, really think about it, none of this stuff actually matters, you know. It really doesn't when you really, really think about it. If you put God first and you really choose Him and you really follow Him, you will realize that the person you are and the things you've learned are what you carry onto the next life. And you know, how I don't really see why we should take advantage of the grace that is being poured out onto us right now, because He has poured out grace on grace. He's poured out His love. You know, if God really wanted to, man, we would all perish right now. If He really decided to withdraw His Spirit from this world, we would all perish. But no, because of His love, He allowed us to wake up today. Because of His love, we've eaten. Who knows, man? We still made it through the day. We should be grateful for that. You know, we take for granted that the fact that we're still alive. We can't, because once it's done, it's done. You know, once it's done, it's done. There's no do-overs. There's no restarts. No, there's nothing like that. When it's done, it's done. So we really need to take advantage of this chance we're being given. He's pouring out His grace. He's pouring out His love. He's stretching out His hand to us and saying, will you accept me? Will you accept my love? Will you open the door for me? Will you or won't you? The choice is ours. He will not force anyone. He won't come in all His might and say, bro, Ebu, open your heart or else. Nah. He'll say, will you open your heart to me? And you know, if you want, bro, you can go through your whole life and never talk to Him if you really wanted to. He won't force you. He won't force His will on us. If He could have His way, He would love on us. He would really, really love on us. I'm telling you, He would. He wants to bless and care and take care of us more than we want any of these things. And God is a God who blesses. So either way, when you seek first His righteousness and His kingdom, He will add these things to you. So even if you open the door and allow Him to come in, and you continue to seek and fellowship with Him, He will take care of us. You're not wasting any time. You're not losing in any way. Actually, that's the best way you can spend your time. I mean, that's the best way you can use up your time. Because at the end of the day, nothing else really, really matters, if you really, really think about it. So we should really, really be careful. And we should really, really get serious about this. Because it's not jokes. It's really not jokes. If people who have passed on could come back and tell you why it's not jokes, they would. But they can't. We have to listen to messages like this. And if we don't, then that's there's no one else to blame. There'll be no one else to blame. Because God gave everyone a choice and said, you do what you want. If you want to choose me, if you want me, I'm here. But if you don't, you can have that as well. But there are also consequences to that. And who wants that? Especially when there's a free gift that we don't have to earn or work for or anything. It's already just there. All we have to do is make ourselves known to God. So we should really, really take advantage of this. because we're never gonna get an opportunity like this ever again. When it's done, it's done. We really need to watch out, because his love won't be there forever.